Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Rowell. Alright, I want to talk a little bit about the pool, and I've been having some issues with it this year, and I know a lot of you are going to probably say in the comments, it's just time to get rid of that thing. No, that's not going to happen. I enjoy having it. It's nice to have it. It's great during the summer when it's 100 degrees out to come here after work or on my nights off and, sit in the pool and just kind of enjoy a beer or two or three or whatever and just kind of relax and cool off after a long hot day. But you may recall that earlier this year in March, I used my bonus money from work to, among other things, purchase a new pool vacuum, a pool robot that goes and sweeps the bottom of the pool. The one that came with the house, the one that they bought that the original owners or the previous owners bought when they built the pool, had basically just worn out, and there was problems with it, and I tried making some repairs, and I got to the point where the repairs worked for a while and bought me a little bit of time, but I decided it was time to replace it and use my bonus money last year to get a new pool vacuum for the pool. And I've had a number of problems with that pool vacuum. Within a few weeks of me getting it, it stopped working. I couldn't figure out why. I brought it back into the shop that I bought it from. They looked inside and said, "Oh yeah, you got a leaf that got sucked into the impeller, and that was cutting down the efficiency of the impeller." And the machine was smart enough to say, "Yeah, there's something wrong," and it wouldn't run. So they cleaned it out. It seemed to work fine for a little bit longer, and then it stopped working again. And I brought it in. First thing I thought is, okay, I got something else stuck in the impeller. So I did what they did the first time, and I didn't see anything there. And unlike in the past, where when the thing was stuck in the impeller, you would turn it on, the lights would come on, and it would seem like it was responding, and then it would stop. This time when I turned it on, the lights wouldn't come on, nothing would happen. And so this was clearly a different issue. I brought the thing back to the pool shop. They charged me $50 to open the thing up and look at it, and it's still under warranty. So they looked at it and said, "Oh yeah, you burned out the pool motor, or the motor on the robot." And so they replaced it for me, and like I said, it cost me $50 for the bench fee. And I brought it home, and it ran for a week or so, and then it stopped working again. I brought it back in. They burned out another pool motor, or another pool robot motor, and they replaced that, charged me another $50 bench fee, and I brought it home. The vacuum ran once and stopped working properly again. Now it's a different problem this time. What was happening is it would come on, it would move like 5 feet in the pool, then stop. It would blink a couple times. It would move another 5 feet. It would stop, blink a couple times, and it would do that couple cycles for about a minute, and then it would just shut off, and that would be the end of it. So I brought it back into the place today and said, basically, I'm having too many problems with this thing. $50 for bench fees. I've already paid $1,100 for this thing, and I got another $100 invested just in bench fees on this thing. I think I'd just like a replacement. And they put it in their pool. They've got a big pool like mine, actually bigger than mine, in their lobby. They put it in the pool and observed it, and they made the observation, maybe there's something wrong with the power supply. Because the first time, like I said, they replaced the motor. The second time they replaced the motor, and then they thought maybe the cable was bad too, so they put a new cable on it. Well, that didn't fix the problem entirely, and so this time they said, okay, well, let's put a new power supply on it, and we're going to put it in the pool and see what happens. And they put it in the pool, and it did the same thing for them that it was doing for me. It would run about 5 feet, it would stop, it would run another 5 feet, it would stop, and even they had to admit that, yeah, there's something wrong here. And so they gave me a replacement one. I got a brand new one now, and we're going to put that in the pool and deal with that, and let's hope that's the last problem we have with this thing. I told them at the time, I work in manufacturing. I know that you can have the tightest standards in the world, and every once in a while something bad gets out. This is a company called Dolphin that makes this thing. Dolphin has a really good reputation, so The best case scenario was to just get a new one, except for the fact that that one was just a defective unit for some reason, a lemon if you will, and even they admitted that they were going to probably just send it back to Dolphin and have Dolphin figure out what was wrong with it, and then maybe they'll refurbish it and be able to sell it again. But like I said, I got a new one. We're going to put it into the pool. It's new across the board. It's a new robot, new cable, new power supply, new everything. So this should work fine, and this should solve my problem. But I had to do a little bit of work before we put the vacuum in the pool, because let me show you what else I'm dealing with. I've got this beautiful massive tree in my backyard that unfortunately part of it hangs over the pool. And trees like this tend to produce acorns, but I've never really had much of a problem with acorns in the pool in the past. But this year, this tree has just produced acorns like crazy. And since so much of the tree is hanging right over the pool, those acorns are ending up in the pool. And I'm pulling them out like crazy. I mean, here's some I pulled out a couple days ago. You know, they're falling in the pool by the thousands of them. And look at all the acorns on the ground here just around the pool. And I went in with a net just a few minutes ago and pulled the acorns that are out of the pool that just ended up in the pool in the last 24 hours. And look at that. Look at all that in that bucket. That's probably easily 1,000 acorns. I've never seen this tree produce acorns like this, but if you sit by the edge of the pool for 5 minutes, you'll see half a dozen acorns fall into the pool. So I don't want to have the vacuum having to deal with a whole bunch of those, so I used the net to try and get those out. But as you can see, because the pool vac hasn't been working very well in the past few weeks, I've got a little bit of debris in there. Now, like I said, I've got a brand new pool vac, and we're going to deal with that. And so I'm going to put that thing in the pool now, run a couple cycles, and let's see if we can get this thing cleaned up. And then we're going to move on to the next issue here. And I've noticed for the past year or so, I have a little bit of rust appearing on the outside of the pool right at the water line. I suspect what's happening is water is getting between the wall and the pool liner, and it's just kind of soaking in there, and it's actually coming in from the underside, and it's begun rusting through the skin. Now, I noticed a couple weeks ago that it's more than just a little bit of surface damage. There's actually some points here where we've actually rusted all the way through the skin, and the skin is completely rotted out. You know, and here's another space here that's really, really bad. So we're gonna have to sit and replace the wall here a little bit. And when I was in dealing with the pool vac last weekend, I talked to him there. You know, see, there's another place there where it's really bad. And I talked to them about what it was going to cost to do that. And basically the wall is going to be, a brand new wall is going to be about $1,100. And they're saying that once you get to the point where you pull the wall out, you're probably going to have to replace the liner too, because the liner doesn't generally fit back flat in there after you replace it and put a wall in, or after you put a new wall in there. So I talked to them about that. Like I said, the wall itself is going to be about $1,100, and the pool liner will be about $850, and then there's the labor to come out and do that. So we'll probably end up doing that during the spring when the pool isn't being used anyway. It'll be cool. It'll be a nice day. Be nice to be out here doing this kind of thing and get a few more years out of this thing. Now, they were saying the possibility some of these posts may need to be replaced too, but the posts to me look pretty good. And like I said, I think the problem is that the water has gotten between the wall and the liner under here, and since you got water pressure pushing the liner against the wall at the water line, the water is kind of staying above the water line, and that's why it's all kind of rotting out right on this one line all the way around the outside of the pool. So yeah, that's going to be something else that I'm going to have to deal with. But like I said, the pool is worth it to me. I like having it. I get a lot of use out of it, and the truth is this pool has been here since 2015. So if I get 8 years out of another wall, that's gonna get me way into my 60s, and who knows, maybe by that time it'll make more sense just to remove it altogether. But yeah, that's what's coming on right now. So that's what I got to deal with. And the robot is in the pool. It's working, seems to be running really well. It's got a little bit of work to do yet, but it's already noticeably cleaner in there. And like I said, it's running longer than it has in the past. So I'm hoping that this problem is taken care of and we shouldn't have to deal with that anymore. But you know what? That's just part of the joys of being a pool owner, I guess. I'm kind of figuring this out as I go along. Now I think what I'm going to have to do, I need to go and get some more chlorine tabs and some more shock chemical for this thing, because I haven't done that in a while, and honestly it's cooling off a little bit, and the algae and that stuff tends to grow less in the pool, so you don't need to do it as often as it cools off and it's more cloudy out. But I still want to do it because I don't want the pool turning green, and we'll be putting a cover on this thing pretty soon for the year. And like I said, I wanted to get the pool cleaned first, because last year I didn't have it 100% clean when I started when I put the pool cover on it, and it turned really gross during the winter. So the fact that the robot seems to be working really well now, that's a good thing, and we'll go from there. Let's go get some pool chemicals. Alright, a little time has gone by. I'm back from getting my pool shock chemical and chlorine tabs, and I gotta say the pool looks a lot better right now. The robot's still doing its thing, and it's probably got another hour on its cycle, so we should be looking at better pretty quick. Now, I'm not going to declare victory yet, because last two times I've come back from the pool place with the repaired vacuum, it ran a complete cycle and then it just didn't run after that. But that shouldn't be a problem with this. Like I said, I don't think that the problem I had was a design flaw with the thing. I just think that there was the particular unit I got was defective. And you know, that sometimes happens, and this is a whole new unit. It shouldn't be any more problems. So like I said, it's climbing the walls pretty well right now, which is what it's supposed to do. Coming up to say hi to us. But the pool looks a lot better, and like I said, it's going to be kind of a maintaining, keeping up with it kind of thing, because the truth is, this tree here is doing its thing to keep the pool dirty, so that's just the way it is. And we got a lot of bugs floating around in here too, and like I said, the pool suite can't do anything about that, but that's just where we are. That's Texas for you. Alright, some time has gone by and the pool vac has completed its first cycle, and I started it up on a second one. I kind of cleaned up all the stuff out of the basket, and there were a handful of acorns and leaf material and stuff like that was in there. And I am glad to say that things running a second cycle now. I haven't been able to get it to do that in a very, very long time. And I decided while I was out here, what I was going to do is also go out and harvest a little bit in the garden. You recall earlier this spring I planted some peppers and some broccoli and Brussels sprouts, and actually ended up having a tomato plant spring back from last year. The broccoli and Brussels sprouts haven't done anything. I don't expect anything from them this year. So we'll try something again different next year. Maybe we'll go back to tomatoes again. However, I am starting to get some results of the peppers. And so I've done a little bit of harvesting of that. We got a half a dozen each of the Serrano peppers that I grew this year, and also some of the Carolina Reaper peppers, which is something new I've tried this year. And I've never, like I said, the Serrano peppers, they've been a kind of a staple in my salsa for a long time, so it's nice to be able to have some of my own. I'm about to make another batch of salsa anyway, and so that's a good thing to have. And I'm also going to, I think, introduce the Carolina Reapers. Now, I also grew some ghost peppers, and I haven't gotten anything from them yet, but it does look like they're still alive. They're flowering. They're little buds of peppers on there, so they may still come at some point. But at this point, look at this thing. This thing's doing wheelies for us. What a show off. But anyway, I think that's pretty much all that I have for today. So thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.